He is here. Smart initiates a contact.
The two players go to the floor.
Kick him again. Make sure he doesn't get up. Hate flopping. Hate it. Anybody who engages in that behavior, especially a serial flopper like Joel Embiid, needs their spine removed. If you want to behave and act like an invertebrate, I'll simply take that which you don't seem to value anymore. This is the single most blasphemous thing I've seen all year since Darth Hooves sat down with Shaq. Joe. Like Biden on the debate stage, you've yet to appear in these Olympics. I feel for you having to have played alongside a trilobite for so many years in Philadelphia, but this isn't it. My sympathy ends now. Did he say this with the same straight face he has in this picture? I think I'm that talented. The thing that stopped is just freak injuries. Every single playoffs, regular season, people falling on my knee, breaking my face, freak injuries at the wrong time. A ring, okay, maybe, but the GOAT? Bullshit. You know, I could have gotten a rose on The Bachelor and won that girl's heart if I didn't have so much going on. Gary, you're a cameraman. You're meant to film the people who are deserving. You were never on that podium. You were never even in the discussion. Never have been, never will be. You remember how Kobe said if Shaq stayed in shape and was more serious about his overall conditioning, and if he was as obsessed about the game as he is, he'd be the greatest of all time? That's believable. We have precedent. Shaq was so naturally great and gifted, he had to nerf himself from being the best ever. And he has multiple championships to back up that argument. Joe, however, talks like a man who's walking on stage after being accepted and enshrined into the Hall of Fame, who says, I could have been even greater or done even more things if I wasn't injured, if I wasn't this, that, and the other. But could you at least have, I don't know, maybe one championship to your name before you start talking like this? You are a bitter ex-wife, which is an impressive thing to be considering the fact that you've never been married. You've been engaged to the Invisible Man now for almost a decade. He's the only MVP in history to never have made a conference final, but yet has the audacity, the unmitigated gall, to declare himself a hypothetical king. The crown is invisible, and your throne is a beanbag chair. Someone somewhere, somewhen in the comments section mentioned Embiid has more flagrants than El Burro himself. And much to my horror, they were telling the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, not only does he have more flagrants, but he has more in less time.
I don't believe it.
See if a flagrant foul should be called.
Looks very, similar.
Beard chin of James Harden. Oh, and look at the right foot too. You're right. Look at that right foot.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
I cannot, will not deal with two mules in the league. My life was so much better before I knew this. Embiid is a literal MVP swine. A swine who makes excuses and caps about who should take the lion's share of responsibility for not going further in the playoffs.
It's going to take, more than us. You can't win alone. I can't win alone. Me and James, we just can't win alone.
Baby back fibs. When you look up It Wasn't My Intent's name, did I say I wouldn't type his name too? Does that break my oath? I don't know. When you search him up, his filth is one of the first things to appear. But Embiid, nothing. His trail of bones have been wiped from the database. Spin cycle elbow, permanent press. Wild feet syndrome trying to trip players.
Gotta cut loose, put loose.
La bulldozing tactics due to lack of offensive versatility. Now let's get mad at the person we shouldered into because they got upset at us for shouldering them. Cosplaying as a bowling ball and treating a player's legs like pins. Treating players' legs like linguini, somehow always unsuspectedly falling on their leg or foot, injuring them. Yet he says he's the one this always happens to. And let's not forget the classic O'Lenick, or what I call O'Clinic. A gross and egregious non-basketball move in an attempt to pull someone's arm out of their socket. And even while doing this, he tries to flop.
What is thy bidding, my master?
If you needed more proof that we are in the end times, this is it. Hold on. Did you just shoulder Giannis in the chest and try to flop? He's a schizo. He can't decide if he wants to be a jellyfish or a rhino. Number 23 in Golden State isn't this cutting edge. This is futuristic bullshit. And I can't believe it took until these past playoffs for everybody to be in the know about what this man is doing, including myself. Throughout his career, he has averaged more and more free throws year to year, like most players do, but no other player is averaging 10 free throws a game. This is all due to how he plays the game of basketball. These are flopalytics. I remember he said in an interview or podcast, "I'm just smart. That's part of the game. I'm just smart. I'm doing things that they don't know how." No! You have no integrity at all. This is no different than what the system was doing in his days in Houston, constantly getting to the free throw line. It were jokes all over the place. Harden somewhere is hitting a free throw as we speak, because that was just his shtick until they came up with some rules and adjustments that needed to be done years ago that made him dip off point-wise, as well as him just getting older. But Embiid, he's in his prime, and he behaves like an aquatic rhino. But this same behavior is why he doesn't have meaningful playoff success, because the playoffs are a different animal than the regular season. You may be able to get away with that buffoonery in the regular season, but try doing that in the playoffs and see how well that works out for you. He's trying to do it in the Olympics. He even tried to do it in the USA practice scrimmages. He's a serial assaulter and a flop addict. I've never seen two things so disgusting combined into one player.
Joe is very dramatic. I mean, I've played with a lot of good actors in my career. He's definitely in the top 3. He could have a future in Hollywood if he wanted to.
So you don't think anything was wrong?
No.
Oh Lord, and he's the coach of the Lakers. There's going to be seawater all over the court this upcoming NBA season. And do y'all remember free agency of 2018 when Embiid was trying to recruit LeBron to the 76ers? I guess my recruiting skills didn't work. Good! I don't need 2 dolphins in the same fish tank flopping all season long.
All the beat comes in these hands, bitch!
When niggas catch you in Philly, we gon' fuck you up. I'll wipe my fucking ass with that. Fucking B, smoke some weed. B, we sending your ass to China, so get ready to pay.
No, send him to Pyongyang for his buffoonery. Embiid is a really good player. He could be a really great player if he didn't resort to such nonsense. That MVP that he got the year previous, well deserved, even though he was whining about not getting it the 2 years before that. Then this year, he probably maybe would have gotten it again if he didn't get injured. Great regular season achievements, but when we need you to do something, you are nowhere to be found. This man in playoff series has had multiple fourth quarters where he scored 2 points or a rebound or a assist. All-time great players have had bad series, but year after year after year after year, you are nowhere to be seen, you cannot be depended upon, or you're injured. And he tries to make you believe as though it's every single year he's injured. Oh, woe is me. An injury from Zeus himself. Oh, gods of Olympus, why have you forsaken me? No, when you're there and healthy, you underperform. And now they got Paul George over there. It's going to be a heat check of excuses between the both of them. And it's not the fact of him getting to the line as often as he does is what ails me. It's how he does it. And multiple fans and other players have noticed this and they don't have respect for it. There's nothing redeemable about how you play basketball. Embiid is a more demonic form of the system, but 7 feet tall. And due to their unethical and dishonorable play, they haven't been rewarded in the way of rings. They both were on the same team and accomplished nothing together. Even separately, they accomplished nothing. Yet somehow Embiid manages to look even worse than the system himself. I'm absolutely sickened by the information I found out today. and the play that I've seen on the international stage in the Olympics, he had better turn things around, and for his sake, he had better make it to at least the conference finals this coming season. If not, Philly may just boil him in oil, but we'll just have to see. Tell me if anything I've said you'd find disagreement with, I don't know how, and tell me whether or not Embiid's play disgusts you, or if you're okay with it, I don't know why. But tell me anyway, it's a free country, at least until I become president. Future evil plans aside, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.